Melissa here. Today I am going to be building a full set of builder gel nails using nail forms. That's all I'm going to be doing. I have not done this. This will be my first time doing this on myself, building a nail with a nail form on myself. So this should be fun, but we'll see what comes of it. So I'm using these nail forms I got from Amazon. I'll link those below so you can see. I'll be using my double dipped builder gel, my double dip gel base coat, and this flat brush for application. So I went ahead and actually fitted the forms to my nail before I started the video. I fitted them, just making sure that they laid right on the nail. I didn't want to be too tight on the nail. I want there to be just a little bit of space, but not a huge amount of space. I'm actually wondering if this might be a little too big, but we'll see. There's always the option to file things down to shape, so better to be too big than too small. It's better to have too much product than not enough, in my opinion. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to apply some of the double dip peel base, just one layer to my nail, so that when I want to change this, it's nice and easy. I'm just doing one layer of the double dip peel base. It works so well. Usually with others, I've had to do 2 layers. This works great with one. I'm not covering the cuticle because I don't want these to pop off today or tomorrow. Maybe the next day. I have a lot of colors to use. We'll see. All right, once that's dry, and it dries pretty quickly, I'm going to just do a thin layer of the gel base coat on every nail and cure that for 60 seconds. Okay, now that I have my gel base on, this is going to help the builder gel adhere to the nail, keep it on. So I'm just gonna open up my builder gel here. I'm gonna get my first form. We're gonna do the thumb. This is actually the only one where the base of the form fits the shape of my cuticle. The rest of mine are really round, and these are really squared out, which I don't love. I may have to look for another set of nail forms that have a more rounded out base, but we'll see how this works for me. Oh, we gotta figure out how long I want it. That's the other thing. I have long nail beds, and these aren't very long, so I really don't have many options other than to fill the whole thing. If you have shorter nail beds, these will work better for you to be able to do like a short coffin, but other people's short coffin is pretty much just the length of my nail, so it doesn't really work that well. Gotta look for other choices. So I'm just getting a little bit of the builder gel, and I'm really just filling the entire area with builder gel here. A thin layer, nothing too thick, because we are putting dip powder over this, or I will be. So I'm just gonna fill this out to the tip. Maybe we'll end up going with this stiletto shape. Let's see. Okay, and once you have that filled in, you can press it with the cuticle, the end of it pressing into your cuticle first, and push it down on the nail so that it covers and pushes the gel up, and you don't have any little bubbles anymore. And once you have that pressed down in a way you like, I actually have clips on the way, which will help hold this down. And then I'll be able to clean up the cuticle area and stuff while I'm holding it. But for now, this is, gotta hold it in place with my fingers. And stick it in the lamp for 60 seconds. I'm probably gonna keep holding it down for at least 30 seconds to make sure it's cured enough that it doesn't pop up off the nail. want it held down securely until the gel is cured. Okay, once you feel like you are cured there, see I do have some that creeped out right here in the base, but we can get that with a file and smooth it, so it's not that big a deal. Then we're gonna grab the tip here, try and loosen the form from the gel wherever you can. It's probably easier here. Right, there's our first one, and this is going to eventually be shaped. I'm definitely going to cut it down. I do not want it that long. I'm just popping that in the lamp for just a little bit longer to make sure that's nice and cured, and then we'll go on to the next nail. All right. I like how it kind of fixes the natural curve of my nails a little bit. I mean, it didn't fill in perfectly, but it does. It makes it so that my nail naturally curves, especially my index finger naturally curves down a little bit. That kind of corrects it. I don't know if I love that or not. I'm used to my curve, but it's different. Different's okay sometimes. I'm learning that you want to add enough strength kind of in this area to make sure that there is enough strength in the gel for you to file and shape and stuff. You don't want to make it too thick, but you don't want it to be too thin either. So it's kind of I don't know, it's something you have to play with a few times and get right. And I'm still doing that, so. I did learn it's a good idea to, now that I have figured out how to hold this down with my one hand, go under here if you have it starting to pool underneath, and you can use your brush to smooth that out before you cure it. Okay, so here we are so far, just straight out of the forms. And it's not too bad just straight out of the forms. It definitely straightened out my shape a lot, so the forms you have are going to have a lot of say in what shape you end up with. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe down with some alcohol because my hands are all sticky, my nails are sticky, I'm a sticky mess from this stuff. So I'm gonna wipe down, then we'll get into dealing with cleaning up and shaping now. I'm gonna start by going through, there are a few places where the gel did kind of pool into the cuticle because I wasn't able to brush it away with one hand, and just kind of clip any overlap with the nippers. Anything else can be cleaned up with a file, but if it's actually overlapping onto your cuticle or onto your skin, then you can kind of clip it back a little. I am cutting them a little bit longer than I plan for them to be in the end because I know I'm going to probably cut off some length or file off some length. Okay, now I'm just gonna start cleaning up. I'm gonna start with my e-file here and this little silicone cuticle bit I have, and just go around the cuticle to clean up around. Gonna brush off any dust, and then I'll get into filing and shaping, just cleaning up the free edges. The top of it is very smooth. and won't need much work. I'll probably just go over it just to remove the shine because you don't want that shiny layer when you dip, but I will be mostly just cleaning up the edge. I don't want to reshape this too much. I am going to shorten it a little bit more because it's a little long for me, but other than that, I kind of like the shape it's at. I actually find that if you buff the surface of it, it makes it so that the tip isn't so clear and you can see it a little bit better, and I feel like you can shape the whole nail a little bit better that way. Okay, now looking at these, I feel like on this nail there's just a little bit, something, either the form went on crooked or it wasn't filled out all the way, but I feel like some of this is missing. It needs to be filled. So I'm actually going to grab a little bit more builder gel and just dab some on in that area. And I think they're good and ready for dip. Any more shaping and stuff can be done after dipping. So this is perfect. Well, that was, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it more than Labor's tip application. Can be quite a chore and very difficult to get consistent. I think my favorite thing about this is that using these nail forms gives you the same shape on every nail. It gives you a nice consistent shape without you having to fight it too much or compare them. Of course, as you can see, it's not perfect, and there may be some times when you have to make some changes, which is what I did, but it probably had something to do with this being the first time that I've done a full set like this. So if you have any suggestions, any tips or tricks for me, I would love to hear them. I always appreciate that. As I said, this was my first time applying builder gel, a full set with nail forms. So I'm not a professional, but these are just the little tricks that I'm finding along the way. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to be dipping these in just a little bit with a new design. So I will see you then, and have a great night.